All good things come to an end, as is for my time in Mexico. But don't be sad, because it's time for a new adventure. And that adventure is Guatemala. But first I have to cross the border. I heard many stories from other travelers about their border crossing that it was a complete hell. So I figure I'd take you with me so you know what to expect and how to do it. So I'm standing in front of the Edo bus station, which is probably the station you will arrive from if you travel from any other place in Mexico to Palenque. Now what you don't want to do is just walk 100 meters to the right of the station. There is the bus station which will bring you to Frontera Corozal. Sí, gracias. Hola, un boleto hacia Frontera Corozal, por favor. 130, ¿no? Gracias. From this station you just pay 130 pesos and it goes from 6 o'clock in the morning every 40 minutes and will take you to Frontera Corozal. And Frontera Corozal is the place you want to go to if you want to cross the border. What you absolutely don't want to do is buy your ticket from the tour operators in the center, because they will charge you up to 8 times the price you pay here at the station next to the Edo station. You don't have to buy your tickets in advance, you can just go here and buy your ticket. Now just get comfortable and enjoy the coming 3 hours of your bus ride. Mi mochila. When you arrive at Frontera Corozal, the first thing you want to do, and this is very important, is go to the Mexican customs to get your stamp that you're leaving the country. Hola, buenos días. Esta es la oficina para tomar mi estampilla? Sí. So I got my stamps. Time to officially cross the border and leave Mexico. Hola.
Espera que suba mi lanchero. Son 100 pesos por persona.
Now I don't know how lucky I am, but it's 100 pesos to cross the border and that's exactly the amount of pesos I still have left. Sí, gracias.
De este lado. Mire, la lancha azul.
And now the most fun part of the border crossing from Mexico to Guatemala begins. Now I didn't tell you about crossing the river you have to do when you travel from Frontera Corozal, but it's definitely a nice addition to the journey. Gracias, señor. Alright, officially made it to Guatemala. Now the next thing you want to do, and this is probably even more important, get your stamp from the Guatemala customs. Because there are many stories from people who travel from Mexico to Guatemala. The driver doesn't let them stop at the customs. They're actually illegal in the country and they have to travel back. Now you don't want to do that, so just get your second stamp, alright?
¿No tiene pesos?
Sí.
¿Qué trae entonces?
Carta. ¿No hay cajeros automáticos por aquí?
No. ¿Las cruces?
Las cruces.
Hay cajeros.
¿Y cuánto es?
105 quetzales.
So I made it to Guatemala, alright. The only thing I didn't foresee is that you don't have an ATM on the other side of the border. So I don't have money to pay for the camion which is going to Flores. Luckily they still let me get in the camion. I can get some money much farther on the route. It's about 280 pesos or 105 Guatemalan currency. So now just getting comfortable for the next 5 hours. What a bumpy ride. So got my second stamp. Here we go. Officially welcomed into Guatemala. It's gonna be an awesome ride here. I just feel it in my bones. Don't forget to notify your driver when you make this trip. Now just get comfortable for the next 5 hours. So I made it to Flores, Guatemala. It's about 8 o'clock now, so in total it was about 10 hours of a trip. Now that's not bad for 510 pesos in total, which is about 25 euros. I left this morning around 11 o'clock, so if you'd like to do it, you could even go to Palenque, the ruins in the morning. Just make sure you have the last colectivo from the Guatemalan border around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now this was one way of crossing the border. Of course you can also go via San Cristobal de las Casas or another place, but if you want to cross it from Palenque to Flores, I think this is the most cheap, the most economic and the best way to do it. Wish you all a great trip and welcome to Guatemala. Peace.